Hi, and welcome to TV2 Profiles. I'm your host, Cheyenne Carroll. Well, today our episode is about banking and financials. First of all, we'll talk with Kylie Kendall, who is at the Boulevard office of Edward Jones Investments, about her trip from Columbus. She's from New Philadelphia, moved to Columbus in the insurance agency, and now she's back working at Edward Jones. We're also here at First Federal Community Bank in Dover, speaking with Senior Vice President Sally O'Donnell about her many years in the banking industry and how she started out as just a clerk and is now a Senior Vice President. That's all coming up here on TV2 Profiles.
As a parent, we always want what's best for our child. In the case of one child, it may be going off to college. In another case, staying home and going to college. And yet, in other cases, it could be going right into the workforce. But how will they have the skills to do that? Buckeye Career Center has been the answer for one of our daughters. She's learning to do things with her hands that are going to be very valuable for her in the workplace. And we're excited we have Buckeye to thank for that.
Adults who return to Buckeye Career Center to continue their education usually have one goal in mind. They want the opportunity for a better job. The fact is, adult education programs at Buckeye Career Center are less expensive and provide greater opportunities for job placement following graduation. It's your future. Get the facts. Buckeye Career Center. We put people to work. Find out more about your future at buckeyecareercenter.org.
Brilliantly practical scientist Harriet Tuttle's search for a more efficient life concluded with an unorthodox solution. Harriet created 4 more Harriets. Together they were a model of efficiency. However, while identical, they had their own interests and their own retirement plans, each customized with a Raymond James financial advisor, allowing them to enjoy life separately and together. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
WJER and TV2 would like to introduce you to a new website, WJERTV2.com, where you can watch exciting high school football, soccer, and volleyball replays from TV2 Sports on your home computer, smartphone, or tablet. Also watch the latest episodes of TV2's original programming, Sports Talk, The Garden Girl, The Not So Shy Chef, Off the Record, and Medical Minutes, as well as catch up on local community news and search for local businesses. So make sure to check out the new WJERTV2.com community website where everything's local.
Hi, and welcome to TV2 Profiles. I'm your host today, Cheyenne Carroll, and I'm here with Kylie Kendall, and we are on the Boulevard location office of the Edward Jones Investments. So welcome to the program today, Kylie.
Thanks, Cheyenne.
Now, before I learn a little bit about you, tell me about this office and what exactly goes on here. I know investments and financial information, but what is it that you guys do here every day?
Well, typically we meet with clients or potential clients. We sit down and talk to them, and it depends. We talk about where are you today, where would you like to be, how can we get you there, can we get you there? And, staying in contact is very important with us. So we meet with clients at least once a year. We talk to them 4 to 5 times a year in addition to that. And so that in itself keeps the office pretty busy.
Do you handle like retirements or investing in stocks? I mean, when people come to you, what are they coming to you for?
Most of our clients fit into one of 5 different buckets. They're either paying for college educations, they're focused on living in retirement, they're already retired, they're preparing for retirement, they're preparing for the unexpected, so we do some insurance here, or they're buying individual stocks, bonds, mutual funds, that kind of thing.
Okay, and all ages? I mean, because you talk about finances and, at 25, my age, I think, maybe I don't need to worry about it, but really I do.
Actually, time is the one thing that we can control, so the younger you are, the better to start. My youngest client is in the 7th grade. It's actually not my son, even though my son is a client. They open those through custodial accounts. They have a parent on the account because you do have to be 18. But the younger you start, the better.
And what are they saving for, college?
Most of them are putting their some of them are 4-H kids, and so they actually have an income. So they open up Roth IRAs and they put it away so that that money can grow tax-free. And then when they're ready to use it after the age of 59 and a half, yeah.
That's a long time, but it sounds a little different than, a bank account, something like that.
Yeah. Actually, it is much different than a bank account. If you start saving early and you put it in a growth investment, you're going to do much better than putting your money at the bank.
Right. Now, Kylie, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into investments in the financial world?
Sure. I was actually an insurance agent prior to this in New Albany, Ohio. And I had met a gentleman named Frank Giovanelli with Edward Jones there at a networking group. And he would always tell me that I was in the wrong industry, and I didn't really believe him. And then my husband and I decided we wanted to return home, bring our kids back and raise our kids here and stay here for the duration. And so I called him. And there are 4 advisors here already, 2 in Dover, 2 in New Philly. And so they actually made me the offer to put one right smack in the middle of all the 4 gentlemen that have offices here already. So.
Now, do you kind of lead this office? I mean, there's a few people working in here. Are you the head, I guess we should call you?
I wouldn't exactly call me the head. It's more of a partnership between Jennifer and I. Jennifer is the branch office administrator, so she handles all of the day-to-day, processing checks, returning phone calls, that kind of thing. She's kind of the gatekeeper per se. And then I handle, meeting with the clients. I'm the one that has the license, so I do all the trading and that kind of thing. And then we also have a gentleman in the office, Dennis Lint, who is, he's going to be opening his own office in the Bolivar, Strasburg area. Not quite sure where yet. So he's here just temporarily.
Do we need this many offices? I mean, it seems like there's an Edward Jones representative, anywhere. You said there's a lot of people that are established. So why so many here in the Tuscarora-West Valley?
Edward Jones is a little bit different. Typically you would think, we could all combine and go into one office and it would be much more cost efficient. But we are a partnership, so we're not owned by stockholders. So we do not concern ourselves with paying money back to stockholders. We're owned by the employees. We concern ourselves with putting offices in the communities where we live and work so that we can do business face to face. We don't do a lot of business over the phone. We like to meet with people, get to know them, and prioritize their goals to get them where they want to be.
And even with today's technology, you still have people that want to come in and meet because, I like to do things over the phone just because I don't have the time to go places. But do you do a lot of people that would rather come in and meet with you as well?
You would be surprised. When you're dealing with somebody's life savings, they do want to see you. They want to see, what you're doing. They want to see you out at the grocery store. Not seeing that person makes somebody quite nervous when they're dealing with their life savings. So.
And you had mentioned your family. You said you were in New Albany for a little while, but you came back home. So where are your roots here? Dover, New Philadelphia?
My roots are in New Philadelphia, but my husband's roots are in Dover. So
okay.
We have a little match up there, but yeah.
The Dover Philly Week is quite an experience at your home.
Well, he's a Quaker now because our kids go to New Philly, but yeah.
And what else do you do outside of working here at Edward Jones? I'm sure you're involved, especially with your children in the community.
My oldest son plays football for the Quakers. He'll be a senior this year. My middle son plays soccer. It's his first year as a sophomore for the Quakers. And then my youngest son will be in 8th grade, and he plays football, basketball, and all 3 of them play baseball. So we're involved in a lot of that. I'm also involved in the Union Hospital Auxiliary and also the Women Supporting Students Steering Committee and the Women in Business Planning Committee for the Women in Business Expo coming up in October.
So you are very busy because all of those organizations, I know they don't require maybe a ton of time, but still you have so many activities to plan throughout the year and different events to attend. How do you find time to spend time here in your office and then also get out and participate as well?
I'm actually a very intense time blocker. I have my days laid out all the way up through the end of the year. I take appointments on certain days and certain times. I'm actually still out knocking on doors, introducing myself in the neighborhood around where the office is. I set time for that. I set time for my kids. I'm kind of a manic time blocker.
And you said you're still out knocking on doors. So how long exactly has this office been here?
We actually opened the office in December. I've actually been with Edward Jones for a little over 2 years. I worked out of the office on the south side of New Philly for a while before this office was found and remodeled and then opened. And Jennifer's been with Edward Jones for about 11 years.
Okay, but this building, 2014, you said, in December. So still fairly new maybe to the community, but lots of friendly faces when you walk in.
Right.
All right, Kylie, anything else we need to cover today?
Not that I can think of.
Maybe a contact number. I know when I was looking online to get information on you, I typed in Kylie Kendall and I got Kylie Jenner. And it just came up a million times, and Kendall Jenner. So maybe we should explain the spelling of your name and how we can reach you, the right person.
Sure. It's Kylie, K-I-L-E-Y. Kendall, Kendall, and you won't believe how many times people ask me about Kylie and Kendall Jenner. My phone number here is 330-343-7788, and we're at 700 Boulevard, Suite 1B, in the same building as McDonald Nicholas Framing and Gift Shop, right across the street from Union Hospital.
Okay, again, that's Kylie Kendall, and we are here at the Boulevard office of the Edward Jones Investments. And for TV2 Profiles, I'm Cheyenne Carroll.
Omni Orthopedics comprehensive programs provide early diagnosis and successful treatment for every musculoskeletal problem. With more than 30 years of orthopedic experience, their physicians offer patient-centered treatment for all ages. From evaluation to rehabilitation, your treatment plan is designed around your needs. Omni Orthopedics specializes in sports medicine, the spine, physical medicine and rehabilitation, foot and ankle, and hand surgery. If pain makes activities like climbing stairs, standing or walking a challenge, turn to the home team at Omni Orthopedics. Their mission is to provide you with the highest quality and most advanced orthopedic services so you can get back in the game. Located in the Oxford Medical Arts Building, Omni offers a full-service facility including digital x-ray and physical therapy. So there's no need to travel when quality care is so close to home. Omni Orthopedics, setting the standard in orthopedic care.
I'm here every day to review patient care and progress notes and also discuss with the therapist, even after hours, what our goals are for the following day.
Our patients are able to stay within the community, be close to their family and friends, which is a big part of the rehab process.
What you get to see then is the actual progress taking place in a smaller time frame, so it's very visible and very real. It's not just something in the future, you're actually seeing it while it's happening.
Union Hospital, quality care close to home.
Welcome back to TV2 Profiles. I'm your host, Cheyenne Carroll. Well, this time around, we are in Dover, and we are with Sally O'Donnell. And Sally is the Senior Vice President for First Federal Community Bank. Easy for me to say. Now, Sally, tell me a little bit about the bank here and how long you've been with First Federal.
Okay, I've been with First Federal for 12 years, and First Federal has been in the community since 1898 and has grown. Originally evolved as a building and loan association, and now it's a full retail commercial bank, mortgage lending.
So as the Senior Vice President, what exactly do you do here?
I have the retail department, Cheyenne. Basically, that's all the branch offices, the consumer loans, employment, staffing. Some of the shortage of staffing, comes into play, and that's been happening. But just basically working with the staff and in the other offices.
So kind of like a manager, it seems like, yes, for the majority of the staff.
Yeah, the managers report to me, and I don't want to say unfortunately, but it's amazing. Head of retail, I was never a manager in any of the offices where I've worked. A lot of people don't know that, so.
So how did you get here then? Did you have to work your way up from being a teller or something like that into this wonderful, beautiful office?
Well, to answer your questions, First Federal is actually my second bank. I started out 18 years old as a teller, worked for 10 years, United Bank. United Bank went through a merger with Bank One, just at the other end of the block, and I was there total between United Bank and Bank One 30 years. And so I came to First Federal, wonderful opportunity. It allowed me to stay in the community and work with lending and, again, the offices and haven't looked back since. It's been a wonderful experience.
So what'd you say, 30 years, and then how many years here? 12?
12.
Gosh.
42 years in the business.
What have you seen change over the years? I'm sure so much from, technology. We always talk about how technology has changed, but what have you noticed in the banking industry?
Well, when I started out in 1973, everything was manual, from balancing a window, entering everything on a piece of paper or on a calculator with tape. You don't see much of those anymore. Progressing, went to the computer, came into play, a lot of banking systems. Today, everything is done on the computer. There's a lot of the mobile banking, mobile apps, and a lot of the regulation, a lot of changes in the regulation has made it more difficult for banks. Not that it's anything that we haven't overcome, but it just seems to be a lot goes back onto the consumer too. It's more of a hardship on them on some of the things that we have to do via request by the regulators.
And I think a lot about the consumer protections for banking online. Some people are still hesitant to do that type of thing because it is your money, and your personal finances. Do you have people that still come in here and want to ask questions about whether they should or shouldn't do online banking?
Oh, sure, and that's a good thing. We would encourage that. Someone who goes out there and just enters information online, not realizing how much of their personal information can be accessed. We coach our customers through that, on what to do and what not to do. But they are very protective. In the banks, there are firewalls that protect your servers and servers in place to protect other servers. So for the most part, in a bank, your personal information is kept personal and confidential.
And when you became a teller at the age of 18, like you said, did you have an interest in math and finances and things like that? Or how did you decide, I'm going to apply at a bank and be a teller?
No, I did not like math, go figure. But when I got started, actually, I had a teacher in high school that was very good neighbors and had attended a Christmas party with my first boss, Bill McCormick from United Bank in Uricksville. And she came to me and said, I just think you should look into that. They're looking for a teller. So when I was a senior in high school, the direction was kind of set. I knew I had a job as soon as I graduated and just moved forward after that.
Any type of education needed post of high school?
I did go. I'm a graduate of the Ohio Banking School, and that was a 3-year program. As I advanced in my career, when I joined Bank One, I was still in the Uricksville office, but I was asked to come to Dover to cover a lender's vacation. So during that time, I worked the vacation, I go back, I have a note from Carl Pasacra stating that he wanted to see me the next Monday, and I thought, well, holy crap, what did I do? How bad did I mess up the loans? And he was asking me to come up to Dover. So going from Uricksville to Dover, and then eventually it led me to being over the retail area of the bank and doing retail loans over the HELOC, the home equity line of credit product. And then eventually I became president of the Dover market for Bank One. And left there, had an opportunity, got a call from Cork Loader and Trent Troyer just wanting to talk to me about potential opportunities here at First Federal, and I wouldn't have to travel, and that was just a huge piece. It was a blessing, and I say that and I share it with Trent. It was just a wonderful opportunity, and I love being here and staying in the community.
And as we sit here, I see people coming in, one after another. People still do use the bank here in the community.
They do, and we watch that. We watch the teller transactions because there is more with the online banking. But come the first of the month, the middle of the month, the end of the month, we still see our favorite customers, and that's what I love.
Now tell me a little bit about your part. Obviously, you're here at the bank, First Federal Community Bank, so I'm sure you're involved elsewhere in the community as well outside of here.
As far as boards, I'm very proud to sit on the trustees board at Kent State Tuscarawas campus, and I'm also on the foundation board. I am on the Community Improvement Corporation, and I'm also on the AAA board. I'm an elder on my church. So I keep busy. I'm eventually, backing out of it, but yeah.
Okay. Now, I guess the last thing, maybe I should have asked this earlier, but tell me what it's like to be a woman in the industry. We see a lot of women here in the bank. Do you find it any different than what it would be to be maybe a male in the banking world?
Finding it different. No, I mean, it depends on the area that you work. When I started, one of the reasons I became a lender is I had had advice. Again, I was a teller, 10 years as a teller, and had an opportunity to either get into lending or to possibly look into trust. The small bank, United Bank, was looking to put in a trust department. And on the advice of a lender, there would be all kind of doors opened up to me if I went into lending, because back in the early 80s, you didn't see female lenders. So, and it did. It opened up a lot of doors, a lot of growth, a lot of opportunities. So when you say, you know, do you feel treated differently or things differently, I would think that even in the early 80s, no. I mean, I had an opportunity, and it didn't hinder me at all. And, you know, they saw to my education, graduate of a Wisconsin School of Banking, and then also a prestigious school, Darden, and that was more into a management or a leadership role. That was at the University of Virginia. So, you know, they've recognized and helped me grow in the industry.
And what about for maybe young girls, you know, just about to graduate high school or heading into college, women even, you know, that maybe just need a career change? Is this a field that's going to be around and they should maybe look into?
Absolutely, and I tell that to all of the staff, especially the tellers. You know, they've got an education, they see where there's, you know, opportunities within the field. I share my story with them, and, you know, you can just see them working or saying, you know what, I can do that too. You know, I achieved it as a high school graduate. To do that today, I'm not certain if that opportunity would be out there, but for somebody to recognize that there are potential, you know, with the staff, and then, you know, the desire is there for them to do that, I think they could do anything.
Right, well, that's Sally O'Donnell, a successful career for sure, as we talked to her here in Dover at the Worcester location of the First Federal Community Bank. So thanks again, Sally, for being on our program. And for TV2 Profiles, I'm Cheyenne Carroll.